What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hill Homestead. So on today's video, we are going to be prepping for the jackpot show this weekend here in Berkeley County. So we're gonna get the truck bed loaded up with things we might need, and we'll be loading the cows here shortly. So what you might be thinking is, how long does it take to actually prep for a show? Well, there are more things that I ever imagined that go into prepping for a show. Last night, we actually washed the girls and major down to get, whatever mud they had on them off of them. It's gonna need to happen again once we get there. So we're loading up today to take them there, a day early, hit the wash racks, get them cleaned up a little bit, and get them down on fresh bedding at the fairgrounds. But there are so many things that are needed just for a weekend to keep cows clean, keep them healthy, and keep them looking the best they possibly can be. And we are no experts, let me make that very clear. We do our best. We learn at every single show we go to, and we try to take something away from each and every one of them. But today I'm going to show you how we get ready. Des is down in the house, so I will be doing this load up by myself, and then of course later she'll come down and make sure that we got everything. So let's get started on that, and I'll take you through it. All right, so the most important thing that we have for this show is this box right here. It's our tack box. Inside of it, we keep brushes, combs, any hair care products, things like that. We also have a water filter. Drew a blank on what it was even called, but a water filter here because we have well water here at the farm, and there at the fairgrounds is city water. So sometimes the cows will not drink it, or it makes their stomachs really upset. So we always have one of these to give the cows good filtered water. We have wash. Hook this up to a hose and it'll spray soap all over them. We have a set of clippers because cows do get clipped before they go into the show ring. And this right here is called attitude adjustment. You can give this to your cows and they will settle down for you prior to going into the ring, because being around new animals, new people, new sounds, things of that nature, it can really mess with the cow's attitude, make them very antsy. So this attitude adjustment right here, I believe, will come in handy this weekend. But we also have tag holders, water hose attachments for the wash rack, things like that. I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna grab a few more things. So something else that is very important in the show ring are your show sticks. And not only just the show stick, but from what we've been told and with the research that we've done, the size of the show stick. So these are two different size show sticks. The silver one is obviously longer. And that is because from what we've been told, the show stick should be the same length as the cow or the animal that you are showing. So I should be able to stand and show the animal while also reaching all the way to the back end of the animal with the show stick. So these are very important for the show ring as well. All right, so as you can see, Des was able to come down. So Wednesday of this week, Des had a minor surgery done. So she has been down and out as far as working with the cows, which is absolutely killing her, because we won't even let her lift a feed bucket, let alone pull around a cow. So she's down here to keep me in check and make sure I get everything loaded for the show. All right, so something out of the ordinary for us, for Berkeley County, is this specific jackpot show, they required you to buy an electric hookup area if you were bringing blowers or something of that nature to hook up. So instead of us paying the extra payment for that, we decided to ask around the family and borrow a generator. And so we're gonna take that instead of paying the amount that they were asking for the electric hookup. So I'm gonna get that loaded up now. So as far as cleanliness goes of the stalls, we do bring our own tools as well. We'll bring the pitchfork, we'll bring a shop broom, and then we'll also bring this scoop shovel in case we need you know, backup for any accident. Not really accidents, but as long as the cows are using the bathroom, we like to keep the area clean. A, so they don't lay in it. B, to keep the walkways clear for people coming through and looking at the animals. Something that was not in the tack box that I went ahead and put out here were neckties and extra halters. The neckties are for a security reason, as far as them sliding out of their halters, and that way there's a backup that holds them in place. So while we're gone, when we come back, they would still be standing there rather than running around the fairgrounds. So it's starting to rain on us, so I'm gonna move through this a little bit quicker. So instead of going out and having these really big expensive blowers, we're not there yet, simply financially, as well as, you know, we only do a couple shows a year here and there for now. So we stick to good old-fashioned shop vac, and it has worked fine for us for the last couple of years at the county fair and recent jackpot shows. It's worked just fine there as well. So we're gonna get these loaded up and we're gonna use those at this show as well. All right, so we have to bring feed to the fairgrounds as well. So right here I have 4 buckets, and I'm going to fill them up with a little bit of their feed as well as some pre-con. The 2 girls that we're bringing, they share a bucket, so one of them gets half, the other one gets the other half. But Major, where we are trying to promote as much weight gain as possible, he eats his own bucket full. So he needs 2 buckets, and they need 2 buckets to split between tonight's feeding as well as tomorrow morning's feedings. So in the 2 buckets for the girls, as you can see here, I put the pre-con on top, and underneath is their regular feed. And then on Major's, I just put the regular feed on top, and his pre-con is actually in the bottom. That way, when we open up the lids from the buckets that I've got here, we'll be able to decipher whose feed is whose. Not that it would matter if we got them mixed up, but it's just important that they get the right amount of pre-con mixed with the right amount of feed per calf. So that's why we do that. All right, so now that we've gotten the feed loaded up, all that we have left, I believe, is a water hose. So the water racks, sometimes they have a hose down there, most times they don't. So we always like to be sure to bring our own. And then with this rain, as far as fitting goes, you have to fit outside of the barn. So we might need a canopy to load up. So that way we can stay dry, the cows can stay dry after we blow them out and wash them down. So, and last but certainly not least, it is time to load up the calves. right, so we just got back to the house, and you know, we got home a lot earlier today than what I thought we would. It is 3:15. The way they kind of set it up was Friday, you were allowed to come in, check in, and leave your cattle at the barn if you had some barn space. And then Saturday was all about heifers. You showed your commercial stuff, and this morning they showed your market heifers, and then to follow that they showed all steers. There was a great turnout. I think what they said the total entries was like 386 total, and that's both rings. So but we did take away a lot from this show. There's a lot to learn. There was some very nice cattle there, so we did not place as high as what we expected to or would like to have placed, but we know that we can only go up, we can only get better, and hopefully once we start producing our own cattle here, our efforts will show through that. But now we're going to, you know, get Major off the trailer. We actually just put him up. So Des is going to spray out the trailer while Taryn and I work to put the chute inside of the garage, because with the months getting colder, you know, we're getting a lot of rain here recently. The weather conditions are not, you know, working with us because we don't have a concrete pad outside of the garage. So what we'll end up doing is we'll end up washing them out here and taking them inside to get them fitted and work their hair from now on. So we'll get to it. So we just finished putting that stuff up, moving the stuff out of that corner and getting the chute set up in there. I think that'll be a really good spot. I did have to take off the top tie, so where you would rope them and tie it, because I'm afraid if they shift that chute, it's going to put it through the window. So I had to take the top of it off, and we're gonna put some mats around it so that way it's easy to crawl around and it's not gonna bang up your knees at all. Des did get the trailer washed out. It was a poopy mess. So we didn't end up using any of the mats to help their footing because, like I said in that previous video, they kicked them all over the road. We lost about half of them. So we did not want that to happen again, but with it not being a very far trip, you know, they fared just fine in the back of the trailer without anything down. So I will show you the results of the trailer right now. And the more times we have cows in here, the more difficult it is to keep this floor looking brand new. But she did an awesome job at getting this thing cleaned out. She got the walls cleaned off. So main thing is just keeping this thing looking nice. So I think we're gonna button this video up right here. It's not our typical farming video as far as doing things here around the house, but we do have some weekend projects coming up, and I'm hoping to get some stuff done throughout the week here. But that is what our weekend was jam-packed with. I did not get as much video of the show as I would have liked to have, but it is what it is. We were pretty busy as far as washing, blow drying, and working hair, and then, you know, keeping up with what was going on there. So if you have not already, please like and subscribe. If you're first time visiting and you have not seen our other videos, please go check them out and give them a like as well. But we're going to go knock out some evening chores now that we're home. I'm gonna go get this trailer parked in its spot, and I'm gonna go eat some dinner and call it an evening. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. See you next time.